bit of a torus knot there, a sphere, a cube, a cylinder, and a teapot back there. And you'll see in wireframe that I've got a camera here, and the camera's looking down. If I just switch to a camera view, that's pretty much the view that we're seeing. And I set this up so that we can really have a look at how RPFs work in Z depth as well. So first of all, if I was to do a render of this right now, I'll just kick off a render. You may notice that they were buckets moving around that render space. I am using V-Ray. It's my render of choice, and a very powerful render tool that I thoroughly suggest that you have a look into in the future if you're not using it already. Third-party render tool. So there's my image, and if I go to a alpha channel by clicking the display alpha channel here, there's the simple alpha channel, and then I've got my blue, green, and red channels, and that's basically your standard render out of Max, and Scanline would give you the same information. Now if I use this drop down where it says RGB alpha here, you'll notice that I only have RGB alpha. And the reason for that, if I bring up my render setup dialog and just slide in the common tab, slide down to the file type that it's set up as, you'll notice here that I've actually set it up, even though it's not ticked to save the file, it has been set up to save as a JPEG. Now a JPEG doesn't have any alpha, it doesn't have anything other than RGB, so that is why we're not getting any other information in that drop down box there. So if I was to go into files and just change the type to RPF image file, you'll notice that RLA is just above it, RPF, and just backspace here until we get rid of the JPEG after the period. And then if I go save, it comes up with, and yeah, we do want to overwrite, it comes up with these RPF image file format. Now very quickly you'll see on the left hand side we've got bits per channel, 8-bit, 16-bit and 32. That allows for different bit depth per channel, and we'll go into that at a later stage when I do a detailed tutorial on bit depth. And we also have store alpha channel with a tick box and pre-multiply alpha channel with a tick box. So there straight away you can see there is some power just in that little setting there, with the ability to get rid of your pre-multiplied alpha. But the real power is over here on the right hand side, and by default when you first use this feature everything should be switched off.